Hello, we are Hannah,
Echo,
and Crystal.
And this is a news, culture, and current event podcast from the perspective of 3 YouTubers. So, both of you can just scream over each other. What are you guys salty about this week?
I'm salty about
random stuff.
VidCon and other things as well. I've been applying to jobs and getting other things done. I don't know how much of it is a secret, but I'm willing to talk about things. I'm doing a lot of stuff. A lot of projects that people don't know.
I feel like we all have a lot of life stuff going on.
I have to update you guys on stuff, man.
We should, anything that we can talk about, we should just talk about it here, because I haven't told my community, like, a lot of things I've been doing, but I don't think any of it's, like, a legitimate secret. I just haven't.
What thing I'm doing is actually kind of, I can't talk about it at the moment.
Oh my god, now I want
I'll have to tell you guys after.
Yeah, you'll have to tell us after.
I also have one of those things, but Crystal already knows it. It's just a thing that the contract thing that I'm working on. But actually, both of you know it. I've already mentioned this.
I remember that.
I'm working on, like, a huge Spawn thing.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah.
It's exciting stuff. It's hard being a YouTuber. I don't know. It is. That sounds so silly.
It never looks like it. We make it look effortless, but it's so difficult.
Some of these
There's always so much going on.
They take months. It's ridiculous. You have to have meetings with people.
Yeah.
Ugh. And, like, propose things. Disgusting. I don't want to talk to real business people. That's the worst.
It's really weird. They have, like, their own little language that you kind of have to, like, go by, and it's really bizarre.
Yeah.
I think the most awkward part about being a YouTuber is not knowing, and doing business, is not knowing how to play that line of, like, business talk / friendly talk. So, like, especially when you're working with other people who are YouTubers and you're friendly, you don't know if, like, should I use looking forward to speaking with you, or is it cool if I say, like, TTYL smiley, because it's a really weird line, and I don't know how to write emails anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's too real. You're like, are we professionals or are we friends?
I don't know. I take a page. I've grown to just start taking pages from the other person. If they use a smiley face, I'm like, okay, we're cash emailing right now.
I was writing an email back. It was just like a set up a date kind of thing. Like, it was the easiest. It was like 2-line email. I spent like an hour writing it because, you know, here I am trying to be a professional businesswoman, and I'm like, how many exclamation points is too many? Is 3 too many?
We don't know.
I think
Am I allowed to use emojis in this email?
I don't
That's
know.
my big thing, is I'm like, I want to use, like, the thumbs up emoji a million times. So many times.
It conveys tone, you know?
It does.
I feel like it really helps. I heard that PewDiePie in all his business emails uses a bunch of emojis, and it makes a lot of people feel comfortable. And I've heard it a lot that people are like, that makes me feel so comfortable because I'm so scared of talking to him, and then he uses an emoji, and you're like, oh, okay, we're on that level, Because otherwise I don't know, anytime somebody doesn't use any exclamation points, any emojis, I imagine them speaking in a monotone voice with a deadpan look on their face.
Same.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're chastising
Like,
me.
you're in a job interview, and it's like, ooh, I have to be so careful with everything I say to you.
Yeah, and then you write back, and you don't know if an exclamation point is okay, and then you're like, this seems too, like, distant, but I also need to be friendly. I don't know if I can use a smiley face!
You're like, do I put hello, or do I put hi, or hey, or dear?
Hey! I had a professor tell me they hate when students say hey, and then I was like, I had that, like, life flash before my eyes of, like, every time I've used hey in a business email. I think it's fine. It's fine. Who cares? Somebody sent howdy to me the other day. I thought it was cute. Even though I'm not a fan of Southern people normally.
That's hilarious.
Did you guys ever have, like, professors in college where, like, you'd write them an email or something, and you'd spend, like, an hour writing it, and then they'd respond, like, yeah, cool, awesome, bro, sent from iPhone.
Oh my gosh, we were...
I had one just respond with a K. K. And I was like, go fuck yourself. I spent 2 hours
we were graded. Part of our grade was our emails back and forth to our professor, because I went to an online college. I went to Full Sail University, and your professionalism grade is a huge percentage of your overall grade. And if you fuck up on your emails back to your professors, it's like a big no-no. And these assholes would all reply like, yep, sure, totes. And I'm like, I hate you guys.
You are not professional businessman. Oh my god. Yeah, I had a teacher of British literature, my least favorite teacher ever. It was a 2-hour 8 o'clock class in the morning. And she would take off points if we were not professional, quote unquote. So if we wore pajamas or like brought in a drink or anything. I know. And I was like, I am gonna die here. This is where I die.
I'm gonna die here.
I have to wear jeans in the morning. Kill me.
What is this?
End my life.
The struggles of being
hilarious.
an influencer and doing business.
I hate everything.
It's like, in the course that I went to, because it was like a selective program, we had a group of professors that we went through like all 4 years with, and then all of our like random one-off professors from like our gen eds. So it's like those ones we'd have to be professional around, and then the ones that we didn't, we had like group memes about them. Like there was one point where someone took like an awkward picture of the professor, and like it was just going around everywhere, and like they would be in on it.
That's great.
Because they were just like so casual. Like and they knew that like we lived in the studio, so like we would sleep there, and so if we like wore the same clothes as the day before or had pajamas or whatever, they'd be like, oh, okay, you slept here, it's fine.
That's ridiculous. That's the coolest.
I love really cool professors.
Speaking of the coolest, Echo went to VidCon
Yes,
and
she
had a
did.
show
Oh,
about
yeah,
it, and I
that's a
need to
thing.
hear all about it.
I want to hear everything. Was it magical?
So,
You pet bunnies with Dodie and Hank Green. We need to know
that's
more
the thing.
details.
Did you see that on my Snapchat story?
Yes.
That was really nice. I met Dodie for like the 3rd time. She didn't
How
remember
was
me
that?
again, which was
Oh,
not surprising.
no.
Honestly, though, I was not surprised, because I was just like, we haven't like super been introduced, like personally. Like the first time that I met her, my friend Ellen introduced me to her, but it was like in the midst of a huge fan thing, so I was like, oh, whatever, we'll just get a selfie. I'll be a fan in this moment, and it's totally fine. And I already knew, like, instantly, like, you're not gonna remember me, because I get it. I got you, girl. So, the second time I met her it was at a party, I think? It was in London when I was, like, studying and stuff, and someone had, like, briefly introduced me to her, and it was like, oh, hi, and it was just, like, teeny, like, it was like a party, like just a random social gathering thing, and then I met her again, and I forget who it was that introduced me. I think maybe it was Hank? Someone had introduced me to her at VidCon and was like, oh, this is Dodie, and I was like, hi, we've met before. And she was like, oh, sorry, and it's like I had to be like, yes, we are in kind of similar social circles, and like explain to her, like,
you met her 4 times, because we met her outside of the Cheesecake Factory.
I introduced you.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
You met her 4 times and she didn't remember.
4 times. She didn't remember the first 3.
Crazy surprising, because you're like really memorable. I feel.
Yeah, exactly.
I have
You're
like
not,
my
like,
hair
an
and my name are
average-looking
kind of
person.
unforgettable.
I would remember you for sure.
Yeah.
I feel
I'm
like
not
there are
surprised, though,
many
'cause they're
people
always,
I would
like-
forget, but you I'd remember.
Yep.
Aw, thank you.
Same.
Yeah, she's cool, though. She's a
so
very
sweet.
sweet person, and I don't know, Dodie's great. Like, I could never hold
She
that
is.
against her. I totally understand that she meets, like, hundreds and thousands of people or whatever, especially at VidCon, if I'm meeting her in crowded spaces.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I
There's
just
a
thought it
lot
was really
going on
funny.
as well.
Oh, and then I also met Hank in person.
Which is
Because it's
amazing.
like we had
Incredible.
recorded a podcast, which will hopefully be going up for the Internet Creators Guild like in a week or so. We recorded a podcast the day before VidCon, and then, what was it? I was waiting for a shuttle to get back to the hotel, and he just kind of like walked up to me, because I didn't even catch him at first, and he was just like talking to me, and he was like, oh yeah, so what'd you do today, blah blah blah, and I was just like, I was just like kind of struck, like, oh crap, like he just like walked up to me, and it was like, it struck me for a moment, because I was like, wow, that's the 3D space Hank and not like the
oh my God,
two-dimensional
The 2D.
Hank.
It's
Oh
the
my
weirdest feeling, isn't it? It's like looking at a cutout poster, like that.
Right? And then it starts talking, and it's weird.
It's
And then
weirdest.
it clicked with him too, because he was like, oh wait, I've never seen you in 3D space, have I? And he's like, oh wait, we haven't met yet, have we? And I was like, no, not in like IRL. And so he was like,
Okay,
oh
the
yeah,
first
hey,
time-
and then we started talking about that.
The first time we met, I didn't even have that weird feeling, because I'd seen we talked so much, and I was like, this is fine. I completely forgot that we hadn't seen each other in person, and I think that was. Did we meet for the first time at our meetup last year?
I think it was the meetup.
That
meetup
was
I think
so
that was there.
overwhelming. I was like, my friend
Yeah.
that I've known for years. Hello! And then I was
Yes.
like, oh shit, we've never really met. I forgot. That was probably the weirdest YouTuber meeting for the first time I've ever.
Yeah.
Because there were like 50 people at least.
Yep.
That's how it was with,
us.
like, me and Crystal, too, because you guys had picked me up from the airport, you and David.
Yep.
And then we were just, like, talking. Like, everything was normal, just going on, and then it was like, oh, I've never been within, like, this many feet of you, ever.
So funny.
It was just like, bloop, sudden, that's it, friends.
Internet
We've
friends
known
are
each other.
best.
Yeah, I agree.
They just are.
It's a fascinating dynamic.
Everything. Tell me about Hank.
Okay,
Is
oh
he
god,
good in
what else
person?
did he's so, like, he's great. He's wonderful. He's also very articulate. And I met his dad, that was cool.
That's awesome.
Because apparently, like, his dad goes to the conventions and stuff and supports, like, all the stuff that, like,
that's
John
adorable.
did, and, like, he was a really nice guy.
I love supportive dads. It's
who did I meet? I met so many people. Oh, I met Christine. Do you know,
yeah, Simply
Not
Illogical.
Simply Illogical.
Oh.
Not Simply Illogical. I knew I could tell from the gasp. That was a very Christine gasp. From, BuzzFeed.
Yes! I know that one, too.
Christine from BuzzFeed.
She's great. She was really sweet. She wears glasses, like, thick rim glasses. Yeah. She's, like, kind of plus size and has, like, long brown hair.
Yes. Yep. I know exactly who you're talking about.
She's, like, the sweetest human ever. We,
she
like,
seems so nice.
walked over to a party. Because,
so
we were all, like, we were waiting in line, and the lines, like, started forming into groups. And she was just kind of off to the side, so it was just like, come and join our group. Come be with us so that we can speak. She's, like, really cool.
Yes. God bless you. Anytime anybody's standing by themselves, take them and bring them in. And if they're waiting for somebody, they'll tell you. They'll be like, no, I'm waiting for somebody. It's okay. It's never bad to tell them, you're welcome to join us. Or, like, you don't even have to verbally say it. If they're by you, just open up the circle to face them a little bit. Like,
that's literally what I did. I just kind of, like, opened it and just
open
assured
up the circle.
Was like, you can come chill with us. Come talk with us.
So
she was really awesome.
Nice. It doesn't have to be awkward. I, as the person who always stands off to the side, I will do that to every person I ever see standing alone. Because that's me. It's me. It is me in another dimension.
Yep.
Oh my god. God bless. God bless you.
Yep. Bless you.
Oh, thank you.
From the introverts, we say bless you.
Oh my god. Continue.
Yeah, Christine
Sorry.
was like...
Okay,
Christine was super sweet. We went to, like, it was this one party. It was probably the biggest one that I went to. It was the, partner reception dinner. It wasn't even a dinner. It was, like, a massive party. And they had, like, free cotton candy machines and, like, a massive buffet. Like, they had vegetarian hot dogs, which I thought was fascinating. Like, they took so many of the foods had taken people's dietary restrictions into account. Like, I have a friend who is both gluten intolerant and vegan. So there are very few things that he can eat. And, like, prepared food that he can eat. And they actually had vegan gluten-free wraps.
That's great.
At one of the, like, YouTube events. And I was just like, holy crap, this is a thing he can eat. And so I texted him and was like, they have food for you.
That's cool. That's awesome. Yeah, I always forget that, like, a lot of people don't do that by choice. They are intolerant to things. I feel like we need to remember that so everybody's not just like, snowflake. People have conditions. Like, go...
Yes.
People have, like, literal, like, dietary restrictions.
Yeah. That's not
like, he has so many, like, digestive problems and whatnot. I won a skateboard. That one... Or no, I didn't win a skateboard. They just gave me a skateboard. That was the thing. So cool. There were, like, 2 different lounge room areas that were giving out skateboards.
Oh, hell yeah.
Nice. Which is very fascinating.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I think it was just, like, a first come, first serve thing. Ish, not really. It's more like, I'm learning to balance still, but my sister is willing to teach me. And it's a really freaking nice skateboard, and
that's awesome.
I want to learn just because...
I've always wanted to learn how to skateboard. That was, like, 14-year-old Crystal's goals in life, and I haven't yet to do it.
Yeah. Part of it was that I didn't know how to buy a skateboard, if that makes any sense. Like, I don't know what's a cheap beginner kind of thing, so this makes life a million times easier.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. So, I also have, like I live... like, on the inside of a block, so there's plenty of streets that are pretty clear, so I can practice and stuff, so that'll be nice.
Hell yeah.
Oh, also, featured creators get so much free stuff. That's fascinating to me, which it's just...
I figure.
So much free stuff. It was very bizarre.
Did you get the free stuff as well?
Some things, not everything, because I was, like, an invited guest, not a featured creator, which kind of just meant that, like, I had a yellow pass, so I was allowed in all of the areas without having to, I don't know, like, worry about security being like, you're not allowed in this area.
Yeah.
Or getting badge checked by other creators. That one
so
was nice.
They just see yellow and they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It was very...
I still dislike that. I'm still very salty
yeah,
about that.
The
experience.
hierarchy is freaking irritating. It was nice being, a person on the other side of it, knowing that I'm not going to judge people by their badges, if that makes any sense, because I've been on the other end of that.
Well, it means literally nothing as well. There's a ton of really big creators who don't get featured.
There were YouTubers.
A ton.
Yeah, there were YouTubers who were bigger than, like, I am, and, like, who I feel are more, like, relevant or have more clout or whatever, who had, like, purple badges. Like, there was one point where I was walking around, like, the what's it called, the main area, because they dropped me off at the wrong spot, so I was like, and I did that stupid thing where I was like, ooh, I don't want to tell you that you dropped me off at the wrong spot, because I'm going to question your job, so I just got it, and I was like, thanks, bye! Now I've got to walk through the main area to get back to the secure area.
I've eaten every meal ever given to me. I've never sent anything back in my life. I'm terrified.
Like,
this is
I'm like,
good.
okay, cool, fine. And so I just... Yeah, so I got out and I was like, that's fine, I'll just walk across the area. And I saw, like, what's his name? Drew Gooden, and I can't remember the other person, but they were just, like, walking around, right? They were just, like, walking around, and I was like, you deserve a creator badge, and I want to say hi to you, but I'm so awkward.
Yeah.
Was it Nerd City? Because I know Drew Gooden was hanging out with Nerd City at VidCon.
No, I forget his name. He's another Vine or like, Vine... I don't want to call him a Vine refugee. He's very nice eyes. I can't remember his name. But anyway...
There's a lot of, like, gamers and stuff who they don't, like, put their faces out there a lot, or they're just not considered, like, a quote-unquote personality, and they just don't get invited, but they could have, like, millions of subscribers, and they just have a purple badge.
Yeah.
It happens all the time.
I was amazed.
Rebecca Parham, she was like that. Like, I was shocked she didn't have, like, she was getting swarmed. She was getting, like, it was kind of dangerous. And I was just like, you can't walk the halls as safely, like, as even I can, so... I don't know why you don't have a yellow badge.
Honestly. Mikey from Glamingore has never been invited. Apparently, has even asked to get invited and has been rejected.
Yeah.
She was salty about it on Twitter, and I was like, what?
Strange.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Another thing that I realized from looking back at, like, last year's vlogs and comparing them to this year, along with, like, featured creator things and the way that VidCon's being handled, I can feel Viacom's presence, which was kind of weird.
I was going to ask you about that.
In a good way or in a bad way?
In a, like, not threatening way. Okay. Which is that's the only way I can think to describe it. But it was very, like, they were doing things that you could see, like, other creators are like, ooh, I don't know if I'm really comfortable with that. I don't like that you did that. For example, on the VidCon app, I don't know whose thought this was. Maybe this isn't Viacom, I'm not sure. But you know how, like, you can like creators or panels and stuff on the VidCon app? And usually it doesn't mean anything. It's just like each person has likes. Well, they added a feature now where you can actually see, you can rank them. By liked. So it'll automatically arrange them so that you can see who has the most likes. Which, like, is something I would go through and do by hand just because I was actually curious about, like, who the top 3 creators and stuff were. But I kind of don't like that it's just there at the press of a button.
No.
It makes me feel uncomfortable.
I'm starting to just resign to myself to be like, this is the way the entertainment industry is. I wish it wasn't. Specifically, I'm disappointed because YouTube was so against that at the beginning that it feels like this shouldn't be happening, but of course it's happening. Like, it makes sense that it's happening. I'm just kind of still bitter about it.
Well, I mean, it's going to happen just because that's the result of having people with millions of followers around. But to have an app programmed in such a way that not only can you like it, it will show you very quickly. Like, you don't have to program it that way. You can just be able to like something. That's true. I don't know. That's a little, like, elitist.
Right? Doesn't it feel like just a little bit like, ooh, like a teeny bit, like, not unethical, but just, like, ethically uncomfortable?
Well, it's just another thing to set aside, like, big creators from small creators. But that's, like, what everything's going towards now, like, with Google Preferred and stuff like that. It's just kind of all of it.
I had a whole 2-hour-long conversation this very morning with David about how frustrating it is. Every single industry, you have to network to get ahead. You know, that's just how it works. It's who you know, it's why they know you, it's where they know you from. And I was just, like, kind of venting, like, I hate that I have to choose who I talk to because X, Y, and Z. And I hate that such and such person, no names, I hate that such and such person is just getting accepted by such and such group, and they still don't acknowledge that I exist, and I hate that, and I you know what I mean? Like, I hate that makes a difference in growth, and it changes the growth of your channel overall, and it's just, anyway, it's frustrating. Yeah. It's very, very frustrating.
It all is very frustrating.
But that's just what I have to remind myself, and what David reminded me of, is that it's not just YouTube and the internet. It's like every single industry. That's kind of the case.
It is specific.
It's just visible this way.
Yeah. It's specific to the entertainment industry because it's so obvious who's succeeding and who's not, I feel like. And I feel like I'm just going to say this now. I've been trying to work at Rooster Teeth for years. I feel like I've been open about that, but now they're ready. Yeah. It's been, like, listed in my bucket list stuff for forever. Anyways, they are going to interview me pretty soon, and I'm really, really nervous about it. I've been preparing a lot. I'm really excited. This is the first time that they've offered to interview me, to hire me.
Dude, so exciting. So exciting.
Anyways, what I was going to say is, this is why I want to move in that direction, to work for something bigger than myself, because I want to be a part of something bigger than this. I feel like it's such, like, it's all bullshit. I'm just getting sick of all this stuff of having to network to get ahead and, like, all these political stuff. And I know it's going to be like that at a company, but it feels more unifying to be with, like, a team. And I feel like that's just what I need, you know? And I don't know.
That.
I guess this is all just to say I really like Rooster Teeth and their business model of just, like, let's bring people together as opposed to just competing with other people. Like, let's just do it hard.
Yeah.
Bring all these artists, bring all these game developers, and make our own community and our own VidCon. Yes. You know, they have RTX. Like, they do their own thing. They made such a giant community based on just their one channel. It's incredible.
It's like a mini YouTube.
Yeah, it is.
It's awesome. It's so cool. I can't think of anybody who's doing it quite like that, except maybe, like, College Humor a little bit, and Philip DeFranco's trying to do that sort of thing as well.
I feel like BuzzFeed a little bit.
Yeah,
a little. Well, I actually, this isn't secret either. I work for Noggin technically now.
Yeah.
You guys knew this, but the listeners might not have.
Yeah, I
animate for Noggin, and a lot of, I don't know, I've only done it for like 2.5 months-ish, 3 months now at this point, and, I don't know, they have, like, they're still a new company, and they have a lot of source-fed refugees, I'll call them.
source-fed.
I have yet to go to their main office, but just interacting with them online, it's nice to be a part of a greater, bigger thing with people who are all, like, in it together. It's really dope. And I totally see what you mean.
Being a part of a team, it's so refreshing. I'm sick of working all by myself, and, like, I don't know, it's hard to be self-employed. As easy as it sounds, it's not easy at all. And, I don't have a problem self-motivating, but, like, self-hatred stuff, or, like, I'm not working hard enough. Like, I'm just not working hard enough all the time. It's awful.
That's such a big mood, Hannah.
Self-hatred. That's my life.
Like, literally,
I feel like I have so
being self-employed is, it's so freaking hard. It's making something and being like, yes, this is great, and then going through the creative process, and then hating it, and then you post it, and everybody's like, it's good, and you're like, it's the worst, you're lying to me. And then you look at your backlog of content, and you're just like, I'm the worst, I suck. And then everybody's like, no, and you're like, yes! And then it's a hard time. It's a really hard time, guys.
And you never truly do ever like your own content. I feel like I love it when I write the script, and I progressively hate it more every hour I spend working on it. The longer you spend on a video, the more you'll hate it, because your jokes just seem stupider and stupider. And
you double guess and then triple guess yourself and like quadruple guess yourself, and then pretty soon you just take everything out, and then it's just nothing again.
And then you're like, what video? I never did a video.
And I think the best part about, at least in my experience, working for another company, which I'm doing the animations for Noggin, I'm not, like, planning their videos or whatever the fuck. I'll do something and I'll be in my own head because I'm working by myself most of the time. They're like, here, this is the script, go for it. And I'm like, okay. And then I just smush it together. And I get pretty much done with the live Noggin video. And I'm just like, this is the worst. This is so bad. Do you see that walking cycle? That walking cycle is crooked ever so slightly. He's going to hate it. I made the assets wrong. It doesn't match their style. It's going to be so bad. And I send it to Pat. And Pat's like, great job. And I'm like, oh, thank you.
That's so good. Oh my God. Oh, jeez. I feel that so
It helps.
hard.
It helps having somebody else being like, no, this is in fact fine. I'm like, oh, thank God.
Oh my God, yeah.
Oh,
yes.
man.
So hard.
When you're alone too long, you start being like, is anything real anymore?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get a chamber of hate.
You get stuck in your own head.
Yeah.
A chamber of hatred.
That's me. That's me in this room right here.
Oh my God. That's that's it.
My existence.
That's it.
I was gonna ask you, Echo, is there anything, what do the next 5 years look like for you, Echo? I'm gonna interview you now.
Ooh.
This is the interview section of the show.
Interview process?
I accept.
Yeah.
Well, this is also, this works for the podcast too, because I'm working on actually, like, registering. Okay, so first of all, I'm doing a huge #spawn, and hopefully as long as it all works out, and maybe even if it doesn't work out, I might still just try and do it anyway with 0 funds, but I'm gonna have, like, enough funds to actually expand my business and
Hell yeah.
list my channel as a LLC and all that garbage
Hell
that
yeah.
business
Hell
people
yeah.
do. So I'm
Do it.
building the business thing instead of joining one.
I love
Hell
it.
yeah.
I'm building a
Hell
team.
yeah.
So strong.
That's how it's gonna have to work. I don't know how it's gonna work.
You're
Okay,
a
I've
strong
realized
lady.
when you're self-employed, you either have
Yes.
like too little work to get funds and make money and whatnot, or you have like too much and you can't handle it, and then it's like you don't have enough hands, and it's like I have this like money that's sitting in front of me that I can't convert into money because I don't have the hands or the time or the resources to just turn this fucking potential into revenue.
Something.
And so you gotta expand your business and employ people and do all of the stupid,
my God,
responsible
I hate
adult things. I know, I'm trying so hard. We're gonna see how it works. I'm gonna throw myself at it and we're just gonna see.
Dude, hell
You're
yeah.
gonna do it. It's gonna be
I'm gonna
amazing, Echo.
hit it like a beanbag and flop around, and it's gonna
Hell
be
yeah.
great.
Do it. I feel like our friend Amy, the businesswoman from
Amy!
Ooh.
from Next Up.
I talked to
She
Amy
would
the
be
other
good
day.
advice.
She's the businessest woman
I
ever.
can actually hook Amy
Yeah.
up to you, Echo, if you're
Yes,
interested.
please. That
Amy
would be
is
great.
great.
She's super smart. She contracts out editors and stuff for like hourly wages. So she doesn't like hire them. She just like pays them hourly based on how long it takes them to edit. And I was like, if I ever decide that I'm okay with somebody seeing my unedited face, then I'll do this. But I never have been.
Right?
Yeah,
The other thing is, like, I don't know if... See, it's like, if I was gonna hire an editor, I would only allow them to do the rough cut.
Yeah,
or the first run-through of eliminating the pauses. 'cause
We've
I'm
all
like,
had too
you
much
can't-
hands-on on our own stuff.
Yeah.
It's
I
like,
totally
no.
agree.
I'm like, you can't make a video the way I make a video, because it's like, my style is my style. My editing style is what makes my videos my videos.
Yep.
And I don't
I
think other
totally-
people can
dude,
necessarily replicate that.
1,000,000% feel that. I'm actually working on a project with PBS as well. That's also a surprise. And somebody else is going to be editing it. And I'm having such anxiety. I'm like, they're not going to get it right. They're like a film editor. They're not going to understand YouTube. I'm getting the opposite of like what film people do to YouTubers. Where they're like, they can't handle TV. I'm like, they can't handle YouTube.
They can't.
Yeah. See,
Well,
this is the
They
thing.
can.
I don't think they can
editors?
either.
No.
Because they're traditionally trained. They're trained to, like, hate jump cuts and hate, like, all these specific things that YouTubers do because it's so indie.
They're gonna look at how I edit and they're gonna be like, that's trash. But how they edit, every millennial ever is not gonna have the time or the attention span to watch it. Because it's fucking boring to leave in breaths.
Not
Yes,
you don't need to breathe when you're
I never
entertaining
breathe.
people.
That's my secret.
No. Same. You cut out that shit.
Get
because
it out
it's just,
of there.
No, you don't
It's-
need it.
No.
Unless it's for
That's the thing.
comedic timing.
Yeah,
That was the thing that Hank said on the
That's the
panel
only
was
time.
that people would be like, are you tired or something? And he's like, no, there's just no jump cuts.
There's no
Like when they're talking to him.
Oh my
Which
god.
was like, it was the most beautiful thing.
That's really funny. You're talking really slowly. It's real life.
That's what happens.
That's hilarious. No, see, people, when they see me in person, they're like, wow, you talk way too fast. Because I really don't breathe in person. I just go. Especially when I'm nervous. When I gave I did my proposal with PBS, and the guy afterwards go, you talk really fast. And I was like, it's so I don't have to edit my breaths out. I stopped breathing in real life.
Nice recovery. That's great.
Yeah, I really do. I really need to slow down with older people. They don't.
No, I understand.
They don't appreciate that.
I do. With my Fandoms Really Fast series, it's just easier to edit if I can smush a paragraph into one breath.
Oh, yeah.
And so I don't have to make a million cuts, and it looks more seamless that way. But whenever I'm talking to, like, one of my older clients, and I'm like, they're like, wow, slow it down. And they make a whole show of the fact that I talk so fast. And I'm just like, oh, fucking damn it. Turn your ears on. I'm sorry, okay?
Listen faster. I've got
Listen
stuff
faster.
to do. I'm a busy woman.
I'm trying to optimize your time, okay?
I don't think I've ever thought about anybody that they talk too fast. Like, I'm always just like, oh, yes, we're excited. We're having a conversation and we're both excited. I don't know. It just doesn't, it never occurs to me.
Yeah.
I just get pumped. I also
that's like sometimes on
really
YouTube, if someone makes like a 17-minute video and I'm like, I really want to watch this video, but you're talking too slow, I'll just put it on like two times speed or like 1.5 times speed and be like, okay, cool, now I can watch a 17-minute video in 10 minutes.
It makes such a big difference because it's one thing if it's a 17-minute video and you're talking quickly. It's like, okay, there's a lot happening here. It's almost like a show. You know what I mean? But if it's like 17 minutes of, and then and it's like, I don't care.
Right? I'm like, I don't have time for your breathing. Just go faster. I need this content real fast because I have more content to get to. I've got like 17 tabs open of videos that I want to watch.
I've got places to be. I feel like videos need like a 5-minute, or not a 5-minute, a 5-second, a 10-second, and a 30-second skip. Because sometimes I just want to skip, like, the next sentence, and sometimes I want to, like, major skip around. I need all of those.
They have a 10-second skip, and I use that freaking all the time.
I use it all the time. I use it so much.
It's so nice.
I skip around everything. Nice. Yeah, anytime I listen to my professors, I actually put it on, like, 3 times speed, because they talk so much slower than regular people. Professors are the worst of that. Oh my god.
They are.
Internet people?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sick of it. Real life people are the worst.
I agree.
We're so spoiled.
Yeah.
Spoiled or just have high expectations.
We speak different languages is the thing. The way that we communicate is very different from how people outside of the internet communicate.
They don't understand. I was trying to explain to one of my clients recently, because they're like, people on the internet just don't communicate anymore. I was like, actually, that's all we fucking do. You just don't understand it. Yeah. And I was like, I saw a Tumblr post once about how, like, Gen Z and millennials have kind of, like, crafted our own grammar. It's completely improper. But when you text, you can, like, understand sarcasm and tone with these little things that we've done. And I said, okay, they were lost. And I was like, all right, so you text, hey, no period. Then you text, hey, period, 2 completely different text messages. And they were like, how? And I was like, think about how you speak. It's not that hard.
Right?
They were blown away.
Different. And I feel like that way of communicating is so much deeper than just, like, regular, grammatically correct statements. They express no tone or feelings, but when we communicate with, like, random capitalizations and italics and underlines and like, weird shit everywhere, that I can pull tone and I can imagine the way you're speaking with that. And also, I love the trend of just, like, pictures that have no context, but it makes you feel something. Like, contextually in this statement, it doesn't make sense that I'm sending you a picture of a dog that looks like it's smiling, but to us, you know, we emit an emotion to that dog that looks like it's smiling, and we get each other based on that picture. Exactly. It's beautiful. Exactly. It's really beautiful. It's quite poetic.
Meme culture is beautiful, damn it. Nobody can tell me otherwise.
I second that. Hardcore.
I don't know, I feel like we're able to express, like, all these like, feelings of anxiety and, like pressure and stresses and depression.
And sarcasm. That's another one that, like, that's been a problem since, like, the dawn of the internet. People were like, how do you convey sarcasm over the internet? And we figured it out.
Yep.
Like, we just figured out how to do it, and now there are ways to, like, communicate with sarcasm just via text.
It's amazing.
Yep.
We're gonna fix the world.
I think it's awesome. We're gonna fix the world, guys.
Starts with communication.
It does. Fixing things always start with communication, as we've discussed in this podcast.
Okay, well, then I can bring up the horrible tragedy, funny thing, awful. Okay.
What?
Do it.
TanaCon. Did you hear about this mess?
Oh, TanaCon! Oh, this is something to talk about, yes.
This is a big thing to talk.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I haven't watched Shane Dawson's video. I need to, but I watched Phil's coverage of it.
But I'm not... Okay, it was kind of funny because we could, like, see the parking lot thing from Chase's Hotel, which was just extra hilarious.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, they were stupid. Like, I thought TanaCon was a joke. I didn't think it was really going to happen, because this was a fit that she was throwing, like, a month before the event.
I know.
And then she was like, well, we'll just make our own convention. And I was like, that's funny.
Sure.
And, like, I was like, oh, cool. Like, TanaCon, I get it. It's a joke. And then, like, she was like, yeah, no, we're really going to do it. And, no, like, I heard about it as it was crashing and burning, and I was like, wait, they actually tried?
God.
Did she actually try? They thought this wouldn't crash and burn to the point where they tried? You tried to plan a convention in a month.
That's unreal.
No.
That's unreal.
Like, that's unrealistic. Like, just from a person with common sense, it's like, of course it crashed and burned.
This was even... Whoever was in charge, I can't fathom how Tana, or whoever the fuck her, like, events management boss was... When you look at the details, who the fuck said, yeah, let's go ahead? Okay, so you have a convention center. Okay, they had not sold, but like...
No, they literally
sold
free. 5,000
tickets.
They sold 5,000 tickets, and they also had free tickets.
Yes, so they were expecting 5,000 people.
Jesus.
They knowingly booked a venue that only held 1,200 people at once. And then when everybody showed up and couldn't get in, they're like, it was 20,000 people. How else were we supposed to blah, blah, blah. And then it turns out in the police report, it was only 5,000 people who showed up. Yep. So they just weren't prepared for the people that they fucking knew were coming.
Did you hear their plan?
Oh
what they were thinking
they were gonna like, have people go in and out or some crazy shit. It just, I can't. It makes no sense to me. I don't know who said this was a good idea. Like, who was this, like, yes, 5,000 people, 1,200, right? Yes.
It feels so common sense that this shouldn't have been a thing.
Yeah.
Like,
it's
looking
ridiculous.
at it, I still, just hearing that, like, oh, TanaCon was, like, crashing and burning, and people were, like, literally hospitalized, and, like...
Oh, my God.
Because of, like, the sunstroke, and people were getting sunburn, and, like, just all of the horrible things, and they were just like, oh, yeah, it was canceled last minute because of safety hazards and all this stuff, and I was like, wait, I can't believe they actually tried at all. That they even had the slightest belief that it would work.
Listen, I was so confused that as many huge creators were going to be quote-unquote featured as there were. Like, I don't know, I don't watch Tana's videos, I didn't even know she fucking existed until this whole debacle started happening. I don't know what kind of person she is. Zero.
There was a content cop about
right?
it.
That was where I first heard about her.
Yeah.
I haven't heard about her at all. I haven't done my research here, admittedly. I'm just throwing it out there. But just from a professional's point of view, even if you are friends with somebody, and Echo, as much as I love you, for example, if you're just like, Crystal, I'm going to throw a con in like a month, I'm going to be like, sweetie, I don't know.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Like, are you sure you want to do that?
Are you sure?
Maybe we should do it next year. How about that? Like, maybe we should prep and plan.
Yeah.
But, like, all of these people, like, Casey Neistat was a featured creator, was gonna go. Shane Dawson, obviously, everybody knows about Shane, but there was, like, a huge list of actually big-name people who are gonna be featured at TanaCon. Who the fuck thinks, yes, I'm gonna go do that. That won't be a shit show. It won't ruin my reputation at all. I'm sorry.
Well, first of all, she's the worst. She has a terrible personality, and her videos are the worst. She is like the
I just hate
definition
that she
of clickbait.
blatantly exaggerates. That's like my thing, because it's, to me, the way that she tells her stories and the way that she goes about things, she blatantly lies.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it exaggerating. It's a lie.
Lies.
It's just lies.
She blows things out of proportions, and then people believe them, and that's the worst part of it. She says, because she gaslights her fans into believing the stuff that, because she says it with such conviction, like, yes, they dragged me by my hair, and it's like, no, they calmly escorted you, and you're exaggerating, but saying it with such conviction that all of these people who follow you think that you actually got dragged by your hair, and you never did.
Okay.
Yeah, she's the
that
definition
kind of person, and I hate
so,
that.
If with that being the case, that makes my point even bigger. Who the fuck is like, oh yes, I should go to this woman's convention?
That's
like,
nuts.
That's the sad thing. A lot of them went for other featured creators, because there were a lot of people who were like, oh, I just want to go see Shane Dawson. I just want to go see these other people.
Crazy. I could see somebody like, oh, I'm not invited to VidCon. I'll do my own meetup outside of VidCon.
Or
something like that.
Yeah, see, that's totally fine.
Different from a con. A con takes at least a year to plan. I'd say years if you've never done it before. Because it's so much stuff you don't think about. Like, and security and stuff. If you're already a big creator, and 5,000 people is so many people to try and organize. I don't know why anybody would think that wouldn't be dangerous. Because duh, of course it would
I constantly think back to the Christina Grimmie thing, because she had, it was such a small meetup, and it was tragic, and apparently their security was just awful. That, like, bags weren't being checked. There were people who were just, like, walking over fences, essentially.
Oh, no.
Like, there was one girl, I think she was interviewed by Jenna and Julian, who essentially just... like, the security line was taking too long, and they weren't doing anything, so she just, like, walked around it, and no one stopped her.
Oh my God.
She was just like, I'm just not gonna go through security, because it's, like, clearly this is voluntary.
Yeah.
And she just walked around it, and no one told her, like, no, you have to go through security.
That kind of stuff happens all the time. I've seen so many poorly planned events. You really need to hire people who know what they're doing already, people with experience. And it clearly did not happen in this situation.
Yeah.
If I were her and I wasn't invited to VidCon and I was all pouty about it, I would just go have a meetup outside of VidCon so I could meet my fucking fans. Because, like, what else is the point? Like, I don't know. That's so dramatic. She's so dramatic.
It's so dramatic. It is.
All the drama, it makes me tired.
Yeah.
I don't know how you live that kind of life all the time. It's my least favorite part of being a YouTuber, or part of this like culture, is just so many people being dramatic. Like, how do you be dramatic for a living?
No, honestly, and it's draining. What was it? We were talking about, same conversation David and I were venting this morning about YouTube things. And it just came up, like, if this one thing ever happened, David was like, if any YouTuber, I don't care who the fuck they are, ever came at you, I will fight them. And I was like, I appreciate that sentiment from the bottom of my heart. But if you're gonna do that, Dave, I was like, if you're gonna do that, please hit record on some form of device before you do anything. And he was like, why? And I was like, VidCon last year, there was still a debacle, and nobody even made a big deal about it. If you guys are fans from last year, you know that there was Tablegate 2K17.
Oh, yeah. Oh, by the way, this is something for you guys. I had the same badge as that person.
Oh,
so
really?
I got tea to spill on that after this podcast.
Oh, goodness. I want to hear the tea. Anyway, so Tablegate 2K17 happened, and I was like, nothing even bad happened at Tablegate 2K17, but, it could have. And then even so, there was back and forth videos, TM, about it. And I was like, David, if somebody did something super bad and, like, came at me or did something, and to fight them, I was like, you need physical evidence that you're not in the wrong. You need it. And he was like, okay. But that's sad to me. I bring that up because it's sad to me that the culture of YouTube is so fucking dramatic that you have to cover your own ass by having shit on record all the time. Like, it's it's crazy to me.
It is insane. You really do. And even if you're not a personality, the police culture is so upset right now that I feel like you need crazy proof for things. Because there's so many situations where it's just people's word against other person's word, and it never works out well. I am so into true crime, and it's just so painful when nobody gets believed that's telling the truth. That is, like, worst nightmare territory, is you're telling the truth, and nobody believes you. Like,
and then in YouTube, you have spheres of people who gaslight their followers, and, like, followers who will blindly accept anything they say, and it's just, it gets dangerous really quick.
It is dangerous.
And it's just, no,
and
I
it doesn't make a good culture, and then they're all, like, 12 years old, and
they're all 12 years
old. It's literally, like, there are some shitty creators out there who take advantage of, like, the innocence of children, who don't realize that they're being, like, flat out lied to. And it's so irritating.
Yeah, I don't like YouTube. But I love it, you know?
I love YouTube. I love YouTube, and I love the idea of VidCon, and I love hanging out with friends and internet friends and other creators, and I love that really creative aspect of it. It's so much fucking fun meeting all you guys.
Shit.
But then you meet, okay, unfortunately, the law of averages dictates that of all the people who make videos that you like, some of them are gonna be actually dicks. Totally fake assholes behind the camera. And it's just gonna happen. And when you run into those people, it's like, fuck, I hate this.
Yeah. Oh my god, it crushes, like, it's like, ooh,
it really
there's
is.
this massive hollow spot in the creators that I've, like, built my belief on this platform on.
Yeah.
Okay, there's that rule of, like, never meet your heroes, you know? It's like 50-50 on YouTube. 50% of them you can meet and be thrilled. 50% of them, if you meet them, you're gonna change for the rest of your life. And I've experienced both. And
same.
It hurts
same.
so bad when they suck. There's no feeling quite like it. I guess maybe, like, a parent letting you down is kind of like it. Like, somebody you just crazy look up to. Like,
it's hard to describe if you haven't experienced it. This person that you just... And it's happened, unfortunately, so many fucking times.
It feels like
I'm not even that important. I don't even
go to VidCon.
To places.
That's why it's so hard to go, because there's so many good things, but it's so hard to not just remember the pain. That's so dramatic. It's so dramatic.
No, I understand.
So many painful things about meeting people you just love.
And they
That's another thing about the yellow badge is everyone is so fucking nice to you, and I like that. I like having, like, everyone be nice to me and things, but I also don't like having the asshole radar that is having a purple badge. Because it's like, if you stroll up to a creator with a purple badge and you're like, hi, I'm a YouTuber, they're gonna either treat you like you're equal or like you're scum. And it's like, you know. But if you walk up to them with a yellow badge, they're only going to treat you like, I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yes, it totally makes sense. With a purple badge,
you don't get badge checked with the
I feel like they never do treat you as equal. They either treat you as a fan or worse. Like,
unless they already know who you are.
Unless they know you already. That is the exception. Because everybody I've known before, I feel like most of the people I met previously and then met in person were pretty, like, solid people. But everybody I met just for the first time in person with a purple badge, they either just think you're a fan or worse. It has always been that way.
Which is so frustrating, because so many creators, like, big creators, go to VidCon with purple badges.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many. Like, you can never really know. Like when you, as an invited guest, invited creator, whatever, you never know who you're talking to. Well, oh, that was a really nice thing about this year. Everything felt intermingled. Like, there were people with, like, red badges on the second floor because they have a new building.
Okay.
So it's like, things felt way more intermixed. So it's like I was running into people on various floors all over the convention. So, I don't know, it was nice.
I like that.
It felt like that hierarchy was kind of, like, disabled a little bit, which was nice.
That is nice.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was very
don't know
cool.
what I want. I guess I just want people to just not be the worst. Is that too much to ask? Probably. It probably is.
Sometimes it is, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Too much to ask.
Well, I mean, in summary, we all love YouTube, but we also hate it. Is that right?
Yeah,
I think that's literally everybody on the platform right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want it to be the best, and I feel like it could be the best, but it's just not.
Yep. I mean, are we almost done? Have you talked about IGTV yet? I mean...
Okay, explain it to me, because I was at VidCon when the announcement hit, and I didn't go to the thing where they were announcing it, and so I don't completely understand it at all.
Basically, IGTV is Instagram's video... I won't say platform, because it's attached to Instagram. It has its own app, but you can also get to it through the original Instagram app. So if you follow somebody and they upload an IGTV video, it'll say like, hey, so-and-so uploaded an IGTV video, and you can go over there and watch it, like it, comment on it, as you would with a picture on Instagram or YouTube video. The only difference is it is vertical only.
Oh.
It does not turn, it's vertical only.
Oh, that kind of sucks.
It kind of sucks, but interestingly enough, I don't know, I didn't like how I felt about it either, because I was like, well, I can't repurpose any of my content. Shit's all, like, is what it is. But the people who are arguing for it say it kind of opens a similar indie, relaxed feel, similar to Vine. Similar to Vine, so people don't feel as pressured to make produced TM content.
Hey, now I like it. I like it now.
And
that's a good argument.
And even though you can put trailers to your video, which I tried just to feel it out, and people responded kind of well. I don't really think it increased the views on that video. They're saying, like, don't make people choose between content. Don't just re-upload your content. Make IGTV original content. And a lot of other creators are like, well, they don't pay us. There's no rev share. Why the fuck would I go over there? And somebody else is like, you know, they're going to eventually probably do it. Yeah. And you're getting a step ahead.
Yeah.
All those Viners who made millions after Vine died did it when there was still no revenue. So uploading on IGTV is kind of giving you a step in the right direction, because unlike all of these other quote-unquote YouTube competitors, there's already a huge, active, dedicated audience on Instagram.
That's fair.
Yeah. I want to say you should also just hop on that train, because this is... Before they introduce a paid platform, that's when all of the best content is made. That could just be me,
I
of course.
agree. No,
but
I totally
feel
agree.
like
I agree completely.
The YouTube golden days were when YouTube... People didn't know that you could make a living off of YouTube. And then as soon as, like, people started realizing there was fame and fortune to be had, they all, like, jumped on it. And now we have a bunch of, like, popular kids up at the top. Gaming,
It's
a system.
Yeah.
Like, I love the money aspect and I hate the money aspect, because it allows people to make awesome content for a living, but it also means that there's weird incentive to make garbage, which really sucks.
Yeah.
So, like, that makes me want to, like, hop on Instagram TV and see what...
Yeah, me too.
Pretty much. I'm excited about it, and I have a lot of ideas for IGTV content, like almost low-key Vine-style type shit. Unfortunately, I'll tell you guys about it after we get off the podcast, my schedule just got insanely busy. So I don't, at least for the next 2 weeks. So I want to jump on it, and I have ideas, and I encourage you guys to do it too. I'm excited about the potential IGTV has to offer. I don't think it'll ever replace YouTube. I don't think, as long as vertical only is the game. I think.
That makes sense.
So.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. I always like new opportunities like that, because it's always fun to see where they go, if they just, like, crash and burn right away, or they, like, thrive. But Instagram's already such a big platform, I feel like that might actually take off.
See, this is a ride I'm willing to jump on.
Yeah, I'm down.
It's like with Vimeo, I was like, not Vimeo, is it?
VidMe?
Yeah.
VidMe? Yeah, with VidMe I was like, I'll upload a couple things, it's fine. But I was never super into it, and then it crashed and burned and shut down. So... This one, I think I might be willing to, like, jump on. Yep. I like this one.
Even if there is no rev share, people are making so much fucking money off of Instagram already, and there's no rev share because of sponsorships.
Yes. That's where the real money is anyways.
That's where the real money is. And it just gives you another way to get eyes on your shit. On an algorithm that's changed. YouTube's algorithm is its own monster. You know, it's changing all the time. And if you can keep people active on your channel or on your content or on your page, like, then do it.
That's fair.
You know?
That's absolutely fair. I like it.
Yeah.
All right, do we have
like
any
it, I like
positives?
it, I like it.
Well, that was a pretty positive note, actually. That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's hope on the internet.
There is.
Yeah.
I believe, I mean, obviously, the internet's the fucking future. I think if it's not YouTube, something is gonna crop up, and there's gonna be a place for entertainment on the internet forever, and I want to be a part of it, even if it's not YouTube. I'm pumped about it. It's you know, it's what I love, even though it sucks.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree.
I think Instagram TV has potential.
I do too.
Yeah.
Honestly.
That's pretty neat.
It's gonna be its own little monster, and I'm interested to see where it goes.
Same.
All right.
Cool. I
Are we
like
happy?
that. That is a good positive
That's a good
note.
positive
I
note.
think we're all like, we're good.
Yeah, I feel pretty salt cleansed.
Yes.
Do you want to say our platforms,
Same.
Crystal?
Yeah, you can find us every Monday mostly on iTunes, YouTube, Google Play, and SoundCloud. And our handles are
At Happy Panda Party.
At Echo is Weird.
and at the Crystal Joy.
And remember, friends, the human body cannot survive without salt. Thank you for listening.
Bye!
Bye. Goodbye, friends.